All right, I'll start out with an opening statement. Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
Opening
go for it,
statement. Okay. All right. Trip to Arizona was it was everything was great about that trip except the outcome of the games, and and it's a darn shame. We haven't played very well at times during the season, but we played pretty well down there. We played Boston University, number 6 in the country. They had played the week before. We had been off for 30 days. We stepped on the ice, and we haven't seen that kind of skill and speed. And basically, we're walking off a vacation. We're walking off of a beach, and we're looking at that. And it was coming, and they were good. And they mounted a 3-0 lead in the first period. But I was really happy with how we kind of acclimated, and we battled them in the second and third period. Second period was a 1-1 draw. The third period, all they got at the end was an empty net goal. So basically, they scored 3 in the first and scored 1 in the next 2, and we played very, very well. The next night against Arizona State, we haven't been getting off to good starts. Our starts have been horrible. I thought we started very well. To be honest with you, I thought we played very well. I thought we were the better team. We just watched the film. We were the better team on the second. Over the weekend, we had nearly 70 shots on goal, and we scored 1 goal. If we didn't have bad luck, we wouldn't have any bad luck at all. And it hasn't been that way. But we had 0 puck luck, and we needed to go in, and we need to play well. And eventually, if we play well like that every weekend, pucks are going to start going in. They're going to start finding ways to go in, and the worm is going to turn. But that was tough. The guys battled, and I thought, like I said, 2 good periods, 5 of 6 really good periods on the weekend, and we were the better team against Arizona State. You know, here's the funny thing about our game. Funny thing about our game is like I thought we were the better team for most of the weekend, but unfortunately for us, in both games, the best player on the ice in both of those games happened to be the opposing goaltender. Their goaltenders were fantastic. They were both really good, and they were really lucky. And that resulted in us not scoring enough goals to win. But Balboa, coming in a backup role, having to take the net, gave us some real solid goaltending, which was encouraging. But moving forward, as I've said before, we're going to have short memories. Whether we win or whether we lose, we got to put it in the rearview mirror, and we got to move forward. But there are some legit things, and I'm not looking at silver linings or moral victories, but there were some legit things that we can grab onto and take into Holy Cross this coming weekend.
You mentioned Mason. I mean, giving up 3 goals that first period against Boston and then only giving up a couple the rest of the weekend. Just what does that say about him? He didn't have a whole lot of experience. Just what does that say about his mental?
Well, he only let in 1 stinker. The other ones we didn't give him much help on, but it wasn't like there was a pile of them. You know, at this level, you better be, if you're a Division I goalie, you better be at least good enough to give yourself a chance, give your team a chance to win, especially when your team is playing well in front of you. There was a lot of same side saves. He wasn't called upon to do a lot of acrobatics, you know, and to his credit, he was there. He was sound. He absorbed a lot of pucks. Like I said, of the 5 that he let in, there was only 1 that I thought was a stinker. The other ones he didn't get much help on. But no, that's encouraging. I mean, with Blessing out, we just really didn't know what we have. And you know what? Still, I'm still from Missouri. You got to show me, like the test of time. You know, 2 games does not make a season. But it's sure better having them come out of the chute and have 2 pretty good games instead of 2 stinkers.
For sure. Did you guys stay pretty healthy out there in Arizona?
I think so. Marshy, I haven't talked to Marshy yet today, but a little bit, a couple guys a little bit dinged up, but not badly. BU was honest, tough. Like they ran into a few guys and solid NHL draft choice type guys, but there was nothing cheap or dirty. And Arizona was not a physical team at all. They're Arizona State's way more of a finesse type team. So they're just. We were, as far as the physicality goes, I thought, is it a fair toll to say that we were doing more pitching than we were catching over the weekend?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you look at Holy Cross this week. I mean, you guys have played them once now. Just what stands out about them from the first time y'all played them?
Well, I thought we played well against them. Now I'm starting to, sound like a broken record. But again, you add the Holy Cross series before Christmas. Those were two more games where the best player on the ice each night happened to be their goaltender, and we made him. He was Player of the Week for that performance that he had here. But we have played pretty well. Actually, I need to put that in my notes today for the guys. But we played pretty well in our last four games, and we haven't gotten rewarded for it. Obviously, we have to find a way to score some goals, but we've played pretty well, pretty hard. We've gotten some really good chances, and the puck just isn't falling for us. But like I said, that's the nature of this game. Sometimes you can play great as a player or as a team, and the puck just doesn't go in for you, and then all of a sudden pucks are going in off guys' rear ends. It's funny, it's streaky, and but we do need that worm to turn. Like we're playing this weekend, last weekend was non-conference tournament against teams outside our conference, and but this weekend we go to Holy Cross, and we're playing with live ammunition, and we need to get some of those points back. And Holy Cross is a place that we haven't traditionally played well. It's a real small cracker box type rink, and we're going to have to go in there, and it's not a fun place to play, and we're going to have to make it not fun on the opponent in their own rink, and that's not an easy thing to do. But that's where we're at right now. That's what we're going to be called upon to do, and whether it's a tough place or not, regardless of how they play, we have to go in and play well and find a way to salvage some points.
Mentally, it's always a hard pill to swallow when you outplay a team, but then you don't get the win. What was your message to the team after the weekend to stick in this mentally?
Well, to be honest with you, we didn't talk a whole lot on Saturday, other than the fact that I thought that they put their best foot forward. And the messages are going to come more today with my opening statement for our team meeting that we're going to have here in about an hour and a half. And then the coaches have already got the video. But pretty much you guys are You're my dry run for my meeting with the players today. So if I was decent today, hopefully I'm going to be a little bit better in the room with them. Yeah.
How do you want your team to keep this energy alive? Because they have been in a bit of a rut. How do you think they're going to dig themselves out of this?
Well, we got no choice. Like I said, when you got nothing to lose. We got to come out swinging, and we're going to find out, how badly this team wants to play in the postseason. We're going to find out how badly that they want to survive. Do they want to play in the postseason, or do they want to be on the golf course early? We're going to find out in a quick hurry.
When there's good moments, there's great moments with this team. When it's working, what's working?
Well, when things are working for us, it's because we're playing well collectively. We don't have any high-end NHL draft choice type future superstars in our lineup. We have a lot of good to very good players, and when we're playing well, it's because we're playing well collectively. Our group of 19, and then our group of 5 play, and our 5 of 5, our group of 4 play when we're killing penalties, whatever. With us, we're the sum of our parts, and when we have a breakdown with one player, it adversely affects the group. And for the most part, I thought in the last 4 games, we're minimizing those mistakes. And to be just to throw it right out there, I always say it, for us to for us to win, for us to be able to beat our opponents that we play that are on our schedule with consistency, we first have to learn how not to beat ourselves. And I didn't think we had a whole lot. We got to tidy a few things up, but we had a lot of time off. But for the most part, we played pretty well in the last 4 games, and we're minimizing those. Call it the bomb dropping. When you drop a bomb and it costs the whole group. We got a few things to tidy up, but for the most part, our play collectively is been pretty good, and it's getting better. It's trending in the right direction. So we'll see what I have to say next week, but that's where it is right now.